Hima recently released a range of coolers, or eskies, 24 litres, 45 litres and 75 litres. I've been testing the 24 litre one. I've been testing it for probably about 3 weeks, 2.5 to 3 weeks, and this is what I found. It's advertised as a cooler or an esky, and it's also advertised as a heat retention thing. It keeps things hot as well. It says on the website that it keeps things cold for more than 100 hours and it keeps things warm or hot for more than 40 hours. Now, I don't use ice. I use the frozen blocks that you can refreeze over and over and over again. And I would say the 100 hours that is claimed out of this is absolutely believable. There's a bit of a but with that. That but is just like any other esky or even your car fridge. If it's not 100% full, the efficiency of that cooling is out the window. So as you start using this and it gets down further and further, I would say that it's not going to last 100 hours that it's talking about. But there is definitely a use case for this. That use case is just like any other esky, really. If you're going on a longer extended journey and you don't want to be stopping all the time, you can fill this with frozen stuff, put some blocks of ice in there, make sure it's like up the top sort of full so there's no void in there to let things heat up too much, and it will keep things frozen in here and give you more time to use the fridge that's in your car or camper or whatever the situation is. It just keeps you out there for longer, just like any other esky. Personally, I haven't tested the heat capacity holding of this thing. I just can't find a use case for it in my situation. I will generally cook what I want to cook on site whenever I'm out there, and I've got an oven in the back of the cruiser and so forth, so I don't need that. But if the cooling side of things or anything to go by, the heat I would say is going to be up there as well. It's an esky. When I'm doing barbecuing on my offset smoker, which you may have seen in other videos, when I'm resting that meat, I will wrap it in a towel and put it in an esky. And I've used this esky for this a couple of times, and it works just like, well, every other esky. This one here, this 24 litre one, it's really not that big size-wise, and it only weighs 3.5 kilos. I think this is a good sort of esky for a day trip, if you like, if you're using that sort of thing, or you're going to someone's house for a party or whatever. This is a good size esky. It's going to double up, give yourself a few uses for this particular device. If you are an on-site worker and you're working remote, I think this would work out pretty well for you too. On top, there's a couple of drink holders here. It's also the perfect height to be camping, sitting in your camp chair. It's a perfect size and height as a footstool. I like that it's white, because at night time around the camp, if you get up in the middle of the night and there's no lights on, you can still see this a bit with the glow of it just from being white. So I do like that part about it. The hinge, the handle here, it's a handle. It's comfortable enough to hold onto. The locks themselves are two point or two part with a right angle there, so you get it down to the right height and just lock it in down the bottom there. It's not rocket science. It's an esky. The downside about it being white is that it doesn't look pristine forever. You can see where I've been using it. It gets some bumps and scratches and footprints and all the rest of it all over it. So it's not going to stay nice and clean forever and ever, but that's camping. If you're interested in one of these are available right now from Vic Off-Road. Link is in the description. I'll catch you guys later.